Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my team-by-team analysis and recap of the 2013 NFL Draft. This video is for the Atlanta Falcons. And a team like the Falcons, who's had sustained success here for the last 4 or 5 seasons, will be a playoff team next year. They obviously have different goals heading into the draft than the teams maybe drafting at the top of the draft. They're trying to fill some needs and develop depth. And I think they did a good job of that here, starting with pick number 22, a guy they can plug and play right away, cornerback Desmond Trufant from Washington. I actually had Trufant as my number 2 corner coming into this draft because I like his versatility. I like his ability to play in a man or zone scheme. He can play inside receivers and outside receivers from my vantage point, and he's big enough to come out and stick guys if he needs to. So I like this pick. He'll be a starter for the Falcons from day one, considering they lost Dante Robinson and Brent Grimes. The next pick the Falcons had was pick 60. They took Robert Alford, another cornerback from Southeast Louisiana. Alford still needs a little more fine-tuning from my point of view. Needs to put some muscle on his frame. Initially can be a dime or a nickel back, I feel, for the Falcons. Maybe at some time develop into a starting corner, but I think that'll take a year or two for him to develop into that. But again, I think it's a guy you get contributions from right away, just maybe not at the starter level. Pick 127 is an intriguing pick for me. Malliciah Goodman from Clemson, a defensive end. You ask, well, if he was so good, why did he last to pick 127? There's such a need and a want for pass rushing defensive ends. Sometimes you get a guy like Goodman, who's a 4-3 classic, long arms, contain outside defensive end, maybe pass rushing not his specialty, and you see him slip here because, again, maybe he's not like a Ziggy Ansah or a Bjorn Werner who can get after the passer prolifically, but I think in the long term he can be a solid rush-contained defensive end in a 4-3 scheme, and I really like this pick by Thomas Dimitroff. Pick number 133, they come right back and take Levine Toilolo, the tight end from Stanford. Look, he is not the heir apparent to Tony Gonzalez. He's not a finished product. They'll need to find someone else to fill that role. But the good thing is Gonzalez is back for another year, so there's no rush to fill that role right now. Toilolo will compete for a backup tight end position this year. He's a better blocker than people think. He's a capable pass-catching tight end. He was a compliment to Zach Ertz in that Stanford offense this year. And look for Toilolo to definitely get a roster spot and to be a backup blocking tight end type of guy. Pick number 153, they went for a prototypical rush defensive end in Stansly Maponga from TCU. He is like sort of the opposite of Goodman. He's a one-trick pony. He's a pass-rushing specialist. Maybe the Falcons feel a need for that and a guy they could develop into that role as he develops. But again, pretty solid pick here, Maponga from TCU. With picks 243 and 244 in the 7th round, the Falcons took 2 safeties, Kemal Ishmael from University of Central Florida and Zeke Motta from Notre Dame. These are 2 guys that won't play for the Falcons anytime soon, if they ever do, from a starting safety standpoint. But they're 2 guys who project very well, okay, from a special teams point of view, which I think is a huge key here. Again, building depth and building a good special teams unit, building the bottom third of that roster pretty much. I think these 2 guys can do that if they make the team. Pick number 249, Sean Renfree, the quarterback from Duke. You get a quarterback who was thought to go a little bit higher, I thought, in the draft. He's the same kind of quarterback as a Matt Ryan, classic drop back guy. Was coached very well in college by David Cutcliffe. He's going to know the pro game. Cutcliffe is the same guy that brought along Peyton Manning. All right, so when he was at Tennessee, Cutcliffe was the offensive coordinator. So you get a guy that's trained in the pro game. I don't think he'll have a trouble, sort of being a professional. Maybe initially he's a 3rd-string guy, but look for him to be Matt Ryan's long-term backup as he gets seasoned here as a professional. Guys, that's my analysis of the Atlanta Falcons draft. Let me know what you guys thought of the draft. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload videos all day, every day, mostly about the NFL, but always about sports. So join the conversation. Be sure to subscribe, and have a great day.